What if I told you that there's something in your water that can literally cost your kidney? I'm in the US at a conference called WQA, and I just learned that there are high concentrations of lithium in your water. First, lithium is not regulated by the EPA. And second, those concentrations found specifically in California were way above safety or EPA limits. What would it do? Let's go and find out. So first, we need to understand what is lithium. So imagine there's this guy named Lee and a girl named Fium, and they have a baby. What does that do? Lithium, baby. But on a serious note, I know what you're thinking. Lithium doesn't sound so harmful. Why are we worried about it so much? It doesn't sound like arsenic or like mercury that can literally be very, very dangerous for you. But how will we know if there's too much of this one thing? We need to first test it and monitor it, right? So imagine you go and get a health checkup. You do a full body scan, you do your head, and you get a checkup everywhere, except for a blood test. Are you going to know what's in your blood? No, because you only find what you're looking for. So water kind of works the same way. If you're not looking for lithium, you're not going to find lithium in your water, and your water is going to be A-okay. So say global variations in the world vary from 0.1 all the way to 5 milligrams per liter. But what is considered high and low, and what is the threshold that after that is considered toxic or not? These are the things that we're going to be covering today. And I did talk to Mr. Lee, no, not the lithium one. And let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah, my name is Cang Li. I work for Medical and Corporate in Atlanta, Georgia. My job really is focused on product development. So that's why I'm very interested for this lithium contaminants that the US EPA right now exclusively monitor this in our drink.
It was a very interesting cup that you had inside. Thank you very much. So what you mentioned is that the EPA has not been regulating this for the longest time, but what they have found that lithium concentrations have been a bit higher than the accepted limits.
Right now, yeah, they set up with like a 10 parts per billion.
So it was at 10 parts per billion, and what did they find with the monitoring?
The monitor right now, average, they found 35 parts per billion. The highest one is 960 parts per billion.
Wow,
So
a lot.
Right. Yeah, definitely. There's as I mentioned, 25% of this public water treatment system has lithium higher than 10 parts per billion.
And where would that be? Where would be the highest?
Those area actually is on the west side of the United States, specifically in Utah, like Nevada and Arizona, California.
And what would happen if you drink this on a daily basis? Every day.
Well, I believe if you really drink this really high concentration of lithium, for years, definitely you will have the problem. Based on EPA information, that will cause the kidney problem and also will cause some kind of nervous system puff is best of your
So it was about time. Now that they have they have some attention on lithium. They did 2 years monitoring.
That's right. Yeah, actually, this monitor program started 2023, and it is for 3 years monitoring. So it's gonna be finished by end of year.
This year.
Yeah.
And hopefully it will be regulated. So all this time we had no idea that we're drinking this much lithium. And now that we know, you're saying that it might even increase along the way because with all the new electronic vehicles and the electronics in general that are being developed more and more.
That's why I really believe why EPA put this lithium for UCMR5 monitoring program, because the 30 contaminants, lithium is one of them. The rest of 29 compounds are PFAS. So this is really, really important. Today, everybody talk about the PFAS, but nobody talk about this. But again, EPA monitoring this compound along with 29 PFAS contaminants in order. So EPA has done some, preliminary study, found the RO or water treating the best techniques.
I'm a person who always opts for RO system. So I do think that RO systems can, they remove all sorts of contaminants, the ones that we know and the ones that are going to come and we do not know, just like the lithium problem, since we did not know about this for the longest time, but RO could have always saved this. So always opting for the RO.
Right, yeah, RO definitely is one of the technology or
Safe
industry.
transit.
Your contaminant.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you very much for your time. Oh, wait, I just want to run for a bit. He did say that this can be very dangerous for your kidney. For low concentrations, it might not be as dangerous. Anything lower than 10 parts per billion, and that is a measurement metrics, there are no health concerns, really. What is that on your head? You look ready, okay? You look ridiculous. So for mild to moderate concentration, there are not a lot of studies and it's not considered acutely toxic, but there are some that mention that it might be not good for your hormonal issues or early brain development. And for high concentration, there are measurable kidney thyroid issues and early brain development. What? Again, yes, veterinary. Some domestic wells have tested and it has been concentrations over 1,000. That is not too good. You should really get that tested. But what is the other side of things? What if it's low? I found this video from Antoine. He mentioned that microdosing on lithium could actually be good for you. And there's all these studies about like how it's good for Alzheimer's, it's good for type 2 diabetes, obesity. I'm gonna read this because improved cardiac function, neuroprotectivity, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant effect, and it's even good for potential positive influence on mood and cognition. So obviously I'm not a water engineer, or an engineer, or even water. But why am I saying this? Because this needs our attention. Have you seen the rise of all these electrical vehicles? Well, you know what? The batteries of these vehicles actually require a lot of lithium. And with the rise of these, we need to be looking out for our environment. We need to be careful of what we're doing and how we're purchasing it. Basically what I'm trying to say, have you seen all these ads about the environment and caring about them? Yeah, they're actually there for a reason. They actually mean something, honey. Be careful of what you're doing. Because if there's something that you need to learn about this channel, is that everything is related to water. It always circles back to water. It is predicted that the demand for lithium is going to grow 30 times in 5 years and 100 times in 2050. That's a lot of times. So what does that mean? Are we ever going to run out of lithium? Actually, there has been studies that the current reserves of lithium might actually end up being just finished in 25 to 30 years. There was a study in 2022 that said only 5% of all electronics is being recycled. That is nothing. That's 95% of electronics not being recycled. So next time you see that little recycling thing, it's there for a reason, guys. We need to recycle this because otherwise we're gonna run out of lithium, we're gonna run out of batteries, so no laptops, no electrical vehicles, no nothing. What are we gonna do without that? How are you gonna shut your kid up next time? So if you have the mind of a genius, I know what you might be asking. So where can I sell this lithium? Is it just electrical cars? No, and I'm very glad you asked that question. It goes into basically everything, into iPads, phones, anything that has that sort of batteries. Lithium is also used in some sort of medications to treat schizophrenia or bipolar disease or maybe even depression because it helps with mood swings and stuff. We did mention that with microdosing, remember? That is why they say that it's good for cognitive. So the next time your girlfriend is on her period and you're taking her that chocolate she asked you to get, you know what you can do? You just like spring a little bit of lithium on there. It'll help with the mood swings. I think we need to high jump. Please remove that part. Do not try this at home, guys. Do not do it because really high concentrations is just like super dangerous for you. So please, back to real cases, scientifically based studies. There was this one study that was checking the suicide rates of areas where there were high concentrations of lithium versus not high concentrations of lithium. And do you know what they found? The areas that did not have high concentrations of lithium had 40 to 60% less suicide rates. Of course, all these studies are going to be linked down below. While it's true that there are many studies that do see if the mild to moderate concentrations of lithium in the water, what it might do or not do. But we do know to be safe than sorry. And of course, I'm going to say the same thing. Install a filter, better be safe, reverse osmosis, you already know the drill. Anyway, so let's conclude this stuff. Right now, if you live in Cali, it does not mean you're going to die. No, you're not going to lose your kidney just yet. But with the rise of these electrical vehicles, with the rise of these batteries, and the demand for this lithium, we might have that risk. So with the current results of the monitoring by the EPA by an average of 35 parts per billion and the maximum was at 965, I guess this was going to catch the attention of WHO, EPA, and even the EU. and this will be monitored and looked at closely. And again, if you have been drinking this type of lithium in your water, it's not going to be doing much. If you have 1 glass or 2, it's not going to have that very, very bad effect on your health. But if it's a long-term thing, long-term exposure, then you might want to consider it. So install a filter. Your kidney might send you a thank you note. And if you learned anything in this video, please hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.